Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, and yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've recorded. Last time I recorded was Sunday, and that was whenever Tennessee lost to Purdue. But today we will actually be discussing Purdue a bit. But overall, we will be discussing the Final Four. And yeah, the reason why I've not been recording for a bit, if you can't tell, my voice is off a bit. So yeah, I wanted that to see if that was going to recover, and it has a bit. So overall, it's fine, but we just got to work on everything. And then anything else? I started working for a produce shop, so been busy recently, so not been able to get all these out the time I wanted to. But I have a chance now to record, so let's just get into it. First up, 11th seeded NC State playing against number one Purdue. First of all, let's just talk about how NC State got here. We're going to ignore the NCAA tournament. They had to play in the first round of the ACC tournament. I'm pretty sure against Louisville. End up winning that game. I forgot who else they played. Maybe like Boston College or something like that. Played a team like that. Beat Virginia in the most wild. They beat Duke. Beat Virginia in the most wild shot you'll see all year. Banked in, fired, heavily contested left wing shot, bring it to overtime, then went on to win. Unbelievable. No, I got my live reaction to that too. Go check it out. It's in it's my YouTube catalog, I should say. Unbelievable though. And then they go on to beat my Tar Heels, which was annoying, but yeah. If anyone's going to beat us, I'm okay with being at NC State. And then they go on to the NCAA tournament. And during this time, they kind of figured out, okay, DJ Horn, main guard. But DJ Burns is our main guy. Let's work it through him. And teams just could not guard him. And so far, no one really has to an elite level. He did good against Duke. He's done good against teams like Texas Tech. Didn't have a great game. I think Oakland, he might have done pretty good. And the game before Duke, I don't think I'm getting Marquette. He didn't do great scoring, like 4 points, but 7 assists. This guy knows what he's doing. Good shooters, but NC State, they finally found an identity. It's tough to look at a record whenever your team kind of changes how they play after the midway in the season, which was trying to work with guards, shoot the ball. Now into DJ Burns runs everything. Do it like that. Next up. Yeah, but on the other side, you got Purdue, who will have the wooden finalist of the year winner. I would say the wooden winner, which would be player of the year, which is Zach Edey. Zach Edey plays phenomenal. You don't have to like him. You don't have to think he's talented. But he can score, and he can get blocks, and he can get rebounds. And what else do you really want? I mean, like, he went crazy against Tennessee, put up 40 points. Right, I think half of them were off of free throws, but like you got to make the shots. It does not matter if you're super talented. If you can put the ball in the basket and you can get the ball out of the team's hands into yours, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. So he can do that to an elite level, to better than anyone else in the country. They have guys like Braden Smith, who can hit threes, control the pace, be a good guard. They can score. They can outscore if they need to. If they need to, they can get a stop. They have Jones, who can make big shots, number 55. He can hit big shots. They have guys like that. Their bench depth is not the best. Now, some problems that they had, but NC State's bench depth is not also great either. These teams are prominent because of their starters. They're not a UConn. Their bench is not like theirs, but their team overall is very good. This makes me wonder, though. Two very different centers. Very different centers right there. You have DJ Burns, and you got Zach Edey. The reason I'm really not going through the Purdue's backstory is it's Purdue. It's not really interesting. But a real quick recap. They beat Tennessee. That was a close win. Made a reaction about that. Didn't like the result. Beat Gonzaga. That was a good win. I think you beat Grambling State in one point before, and then Utah State. Not bad. not bad wins. There's such thing as a bad win. You win the game. So yeah. But Zach Edey played phenomenal tournament. DJ Burns also played phenomenal. DJ Burns works from 3-point line in, dribbling in, big weight, finesse moves. Zach Edey is about 8 feet in, no moves, shoots over everybody. Because you can't get him, because he's 7'4". Yeah, like, you might not like the guy, but he can produce very well. This is not a good match. Excuse me. This is not a good matchup. Again, my throat mess with me, but I'm trying my best. It's not a good matchup for NC State at all, because who's going to guard him? Who's going to guard him? You saw what he did to Tennessee, one of the better defensive teams in the country. They put up 40 and 20. Can't guard a guy. If anything, you have to hope that the other guys are just not hitting their shots. And Tennessee didn't miss out on a lot of chances, though. Zach Edey had a phenomenal game, and it was still close about 3 minutes ago. They had their chance. They just didn't capitalize. You got to hope for another situation like that. This NC State defense is not bad. They've done good against Marquette, pretty good against Duke. This is good defense. It's going to come down to close game play. Who do I trust most in the clutch? We have a Cinderella team of NC State. But the one piece of history that says NC State will win the title, 1983, that crazy run they had. The one piece of evidence that says the one seed that lost the year before to a 16 seed says they're going to win the title, which is Virginia in 2019. So it's like, we can look at history and it's very even. Now it's personal opinion. I don't see a way in them stopping Zach Edey. But I don't see a way for them to be able to stop DJ Burns because he has such a good finesse move. A lot of the shots Edey blocks is because they go straight up at him or try to go around him like this. DJ Burns can work you from anywhere and work it out. I think if the game's close to late, I like NC State. I do like their shooting. I like their clutch rebounding ability. I like their clutch defense ability to be able to hold on to a lead. Purdue, on the other hand, very good, but the past 3 years, they've lost to a double-digit seed. NC State's an 11th seed. I get it's the Final Four, but I got NC State winning this one because trends happen, and sometimes they continue. I'm going to hope this one continues. It's going to be really funny to see Purdue go to the Final Four, a great year, and then they lose to a double-digit seed, and the streak continues. That'd be funny. And then next up, you have UConn, number 1 in the country, versus, I'm pretty sure, 4th-seeded Alabama, Crimson Tide. Do I like Alabama? No, not a bit. Not a bit. I thought they were just going to mess with me in football. No, they mess with me in basketball too. I'm a Tennessee fan in football. They've messed me over for all my life. I'm 16. Saban's been in the year for coaching for 16 years in Bama. First year without him. I was like, you know what? It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And now they mess with me in basketball. Really? The one sport that you couldn't mess with me with? You figured out a way to? Really? That's very mean. Don't like it. But we're here. Bama. Unbelievably offensively. He scored like 90 points a game. Mark Sears is phenomenal out there. You can't really guard the guy because there's so many other good three-point shooters. He can drive in, great left-handed, hits deep balls when he have to, and they're very good in the clutch. Grant Nelson, also very good. He can get to the basket anytime he really wants to. He can be streaky, though, but usually his streaks are going late in the game. Number 55 is also very good getting his shots. A lot of guys on the Bama are solid rebounders, solid defenders. They just play against a lot of SEC competition, so they show off as very not good defenders, but it's because the SEC is just that good offensively. Like Florida scored 100 points in their first round game. They lost to Colorado, a team that scored 56 points a game before. Stuff like that. Or something like 60 points a game before. Something like that. So Alabama's very good. Coming off a win against North Carolina. And then Clemson, very good wins. Just beating up the ACC. When you're talking about teams beating up everybody, you can't mention that without mentioning UConn, who they have to play. They're the best second half team ever ever. Ever. They dominate in the second half like no other team. They're the best second half adjustment team I have ever watched in the history of basketball. Only team I can kind of compare is the 2016-2017 Warriors. They would just be in a tie game at half, and then they would come out and just win you by 30. That's the same thing when it comes to this team. They are so good. They make the adjustments they need. They can shoot. They can rebound. They can run the break. They can play half court. They have a center that does not allow a shot to get up. They have guards that can outrun everybody. They have amazing sets. Everyone gets open. They make incredible stops. And they went on a 30-0 run against one of the highest scoring teams in the country. With the guy who led the NCAA tournament in points per game. How? For Bama to win this game, they have to have at least a 10-point lead and a half. They have to have something that can sustain a massive run. I told this on my dad, I'd say this again. First 10 minutes of a game. I'll say this. 40-minute game. Somewhere like that. 40-minute game. First 10 minutes is UConn's. The last half, the second half, will be UConn. It's this 10-minute span between the 10-minute mark and the end of the first half. You have to do your damage then. Because it's in between the timeouts. You have like 2 or 3 timeouts during that time, including your own. They've not had time to make the adjustments, but you've already figured them out a bit. You have to hit your stride at that point. Preferably maybe a tie game. You got outscored them by 10 there. Hit in the half, let's say it's 45-35. They're going to go on a run at least 13-0. Let's say they go on a 17-2 run. Timeout. You're only down by 5 now. That is very much manageable. Illinois was down by 5 heading into the half. They didn't score for the first 8 minutes, and UConn only scored for the first 8 minutes. They were down by 32 points. You can't even imagine that. But Bama's got to score a whole lot. But UConn's really good at stopping teams from scoring. I can't predict this to go against UConn. I really can't. I got UConn in this one. There's no part of my body that will ever root for Alabama. And this ain't going to change today. We'll hope for a Huskies Wolfpack final. That would be kind of cool. Having the Wolfpack and the Huskies, 2 dogs. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, ignore the mascots. This is insane how good UConn is in the second half. We'll see if they're going to make it. And yeah, I got NC State. I got UConn. Put under comments your own opinions about this. Again, I'm sorry I've coughed. Throat not feeling the best. I am sorry about that. I'm trying my best. It's not really my throat, it's just my voice overall. But yeah, put under comments your opinions about this. Hope you have a great day. Stay safe, y'all, and God bless.